What's going on, everyone? This is Bunny Muffins. I'm here today with the hotkey video. I'm going to be showing you guys how I set up my game before I go into the game. And if you ever want to save time on all of your actions and you want to do it for the long term, you really got to learn all your hotkeys and set them all up correctly from the get-go. Think about the amount of times where you're 1 second off setting something up. Well, with hotkeys, if you weren't using them before, you'll be able to get those in time with practice. So I'm starting the game here. I'm going to restore defaults on everything just so that we're all starting fresh, and that means that anyone can set this up. Next thing I'm going to do is open up the options again, go to the first menu, and I'm going to be actually setting up scout player clockwise. I'm going to be setting that to R, which is the opposite of what the defaults are, and then I'm going to be setting counterclockwise to Q. The reason why I do this is because it's more intuitive to me, because R is more of the clockwise area and Q is more counterclockwise, and that's why I set it up that way. But feel free to use whatever you're most comfortable with, because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. Next up, I'm going to be setting up the center camera to the little legend to spacebar. And I like not having two different hotkeys for the same action, because then it lowers the chance that I accidentally press something and it moves something. But next up, we have the player movements. We don't really change anything there. Under the display, I'm just going to set up show and hide interface with the / key, which is right above enter, but these aren't too important. The rest is kind of more for cosmetic purposes. The next menu, we have all the jokes and taunts, as well as the emote wheel, and then lastly we have the menus, which we don't change anything there. So here we are back into the game. I'm going to be using R to go around clockwise, and then I'm going to be as you can see down on the mini-map, and then I'm going to be using Q to go counterclockwise. And again, this is a much faster way to scout than clicking on the mini-map, and it allows you to get everyone much quicker. So this is useful for Zephyr placements and whether you want to shoot your assassins to one side or the other, things of that nature. Okay, so now back to the hotkeys. The first thing I want to go over is using W to move units on and off the map very quickly. This one isn't the most useful since the placements are defaulted to the closest square, but I'm going to go ahead and do it here just to show you. Next up, we have selling units, which the hotkey is E, so instead of dragging the unit onto the bar down below, you could just press E while hovered over a unit to sell. Next thing we're going to do is reroll, which is the refresh button on the bottom left, but we could just skip clicking over that and use D as the hotkey for that one, as you can see here. And lastly, instead of pressing the buy XP button, we could do that by pressing F, and you'll see that we went from level 3 to level 4. The last thing I want to show you guys is kind of the cosmetics, which is moving around doing Control 1, Control 2, and Control 3 to do a bunch of the little dances that your little legend can do. These change based on whichever ones you have, so feel free to experiment if you change your little legend pretty often. Next thing, to open up the emote wheel, which you could set up outside of the game, you could press T and then go to whichever emote you want to use. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. It's nice just to know these things. I know it doesn't actually help you in the game, but sometimes it's good to know and good to use to try to tease your opponents, perhaps. But yeah, that should be it for today. Again, I'm going to be going over the hotkeys we changed, which is the scout player clockwise, scout player counterclockwise, and centering back to our little legend. And you could also do this while during the carousel round by pressing R and Q and spacebar to go back here. And you could also sell units on your bench while you're at the carousel by using the E hotkey, so when the bar down below doesn't exist. So that's a little helpful tip that you could use in your next game. But that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know how you guys set up your hotkeys down below, and if you have any other tricks that other people can learn from as well. I'm excited for the next season. Season 10 is going to have a lot of new things, so I'm going to be redoing my leveling guide. I'm going to be doing a guide focused on hyper rolling and showing you exactly how to do it no matter what the meta is, because all the principles remain the same, so look out for that in the future. I'll see you guys next time and hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my socials below.